Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Top 10 Weekly Science News. First off, with number 10, we have a new artificial skin that can detect both heat and pressure simultaneously, which could lead to a new age of robotics. Why? Because nowadays, robots can almost look like and function like a human being. However, the main problem was that robots do not have humanoids' five senses, like taste, hearing, feeling, etc. Now that scientists from the Yulsan National Institute of Science and Technology in South Korea developed the skin, the possibility of androids is not so far out of reach anymore. Number 9. A researcher developed a material to create a sustainable energy source. And this energy source does not use carbon, like, for example, if you burn oil. It is based on photosynthesis and uses H2 and O2 to create energy. If you ever wondered how hell could possibly look like, well, number 8 is probably something for you. Because scientists were comparing the brightness of PSO G318.5 to 22 with neighbor bodies and discovered that this little planet has weather that is beyond good and evil. It has clouds made up of hot dust and droplets of molten iron. The temperature inside of those clouds is approximately 800 degrees. Meaning you will get burned and molten into a statue at the same time. I mean, if you would have a great pose, I wouldn't even be mad. It's somehow even amazing. However, don't plan your holidays there. Well, my recommendation. You can do if you have a warp drive and are tired of living. Physicians, listen up, because your colleagues measured the force between antimatter, which is our number 7, at a relativistic heavy ion collider. At the U.S. Department of Energy office, scientists tried to recreate a mini Big Bang. With this, they could study how antimatter reacts onto each other, meaning antiprotons and anti-electrons, anti-neutrons, etc. Why this experiment is so amazing is because antimatter could be the key to explain what happened before the Big Bang. However, until this mystery is solved, probably centuries will pass on, sadly. Number 6 is about why Mars got wet, or was wet. Well, what have you learned of the discovery of liquid water on Mars? Well, Mars is first of all a planet very similar to us. Well, not to us, but to our Earth. By understanding what happened to this planet, we probably could understand what could happen to our planet if a catastrophe like on Mars happened billions of years ago and try to prevent this. In addition to this little concern for safety, we of course try to find life on other planets. And if Mars would have water, it's the basis for all living things. Extraterrestrial life is a very interesting topic, which will lead us to our number 6. An artificial object in translunar orbit was to impact on Earth on November the 13th. Well, to be exact, we don't exactly know if this object is made by a different life form. However, we know that this object was hollow inside and it had a density about 10% of that of water. This is too low to be a typical asteroid made of rock, but a good fit with a hollow shell, which could possibly be the upper stage of a rocket. Of course, it just could also be something we shot up in the sky and it came back to us. Number 5 is a huge win for nature because Peru creates a huge national park in the Amazon basin. The Amazonas basin is very vulnerable to drug trafficking and illegal logging and mining. However, the country's environment minister said that the Sierra del Divisor National Park covers around 14,170 square kilometers in a region inhabited by a variety of indigenous communities living in self-imposed isolation. PARC is a drone that has no limit on flight time and works via microfilament. Microfilaments are things we have in our cells to generate energy. Now this technology is used to power a drone, resulting in a drone that can stay in the air permanently. Trying to end world hunger. With the world population expected to reach 9 billion by 2050, engineers and scientists are looking, of course, for ways to meet the increased demand for food without also increasing the strain on natural resources, such as water and energy. Ramesh Ralia, a postdoctoral researcher, and Pratin Biswas created tomatoes that get boost in growth from antioxidants and nano-sized nutrients. So, if you could feed the whole population with tomatoes, everything would be great. Which is awesome, right? Not, but still. Numero uno is unlocking the mysteries of little starlets. Well, what a little dwarf is, a little white dwarf is, we know. A red giant is also a celestial thing like, for example, the sun would become for a very, very short time. But there's also a category called the brown dwarfs, but we do not know, well, actually anything about them. Brown dwarfs are stars that failed to grow into stars, and scientists could not explain why and how. Now, for the first time, a powerful laser has been used to further the understanding of some of the most mysterious celestial objects. Well, the brown dwarf. By measuring X-rays emitting from those objects, they could create a profile of how dense the plasma inside of those dwarfs is. So that was it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, or simply click here. And hopefully see you next time. Bye!